Nina Turner from Disney. I'm just doing our generic interviews, so I won't be responding really to your comments. I'm just doing the questions.
All good, all good, all good.
Okay. How would you describe the story of Soul?
The story of Soul at its heart is, it answers the question or poses the question, what makes you you? However, between Joe Gardner and 22, I almost feel like Soul could be the updated version of the Wizard of Oz, because Joe Gardner is a person that had a spark and had a flame, and somehow his passion turned into a job, and it turned burdensome, and it wasn't happiness for him. And in Tina Fey's character, 22, um, it's kind of, she's intellectual, but she uses her cynicism and sarcasm as a mechanism of defense so that she doesn't have to feel and pursue her passion because she doesn't want to be disappointed. And add to that, that it's happening in 2020 for a lot of us going through that same thing. This film couldn't have come at a better time. So I guess on the surface, you could say, what happens to a dream deferred? Like, is it too late to get that joy back, to get that spark back? And the answer is absolutely no. It's not too late. I think a lot of us quarantining have rediscovered our passions, rediscovered the joys of reading books, rediscovered learning new languages, rediscovered different ways to cook food, anything that requires creativity. Because at the end of the day, like, creativity is what's going to keep us all alive. Because if not, we'll just be factory machines. Yeah.
Why did you want to take part in this project?
Well, when it was first pitched to me, Pete Docter and Kemp Powers pitched this to me. I thought they were just asking me my opinion on like music placement, or I thought maybe possibility they want me to score this thing, or maybe I could be the drummer in the orchestra, or that sort of thing. And then at the end, the cherry on top was like, no, you're the character Curly. And, of course, in true Joe Gardner 22 form, I tried to matrix dodge it. Like, well, why me? Like, why don't you come with a real name? Like, why would you want me? But they picked me up off the floor, and I slowly realized that, like, I am Joe Gardner. Like, I'm a person that still, even living my dream, I still have dreams and have yet to fulfill them. So, what better way than to make my first foray into, well, this isn't my first major film, but in this fashion it is, the irony and the meta of it all is not lost on me, that, yeah, I'm mirroring Joe Gardner even in doing this film. So, I'm, the timing is perfect. That's all I can say. The timing is perfect.
Following up on that, who is Curly and what is his relationship with Joe?
So my character Curly is one of Joe Gardner's first students. The first year that Joe Gardner teaches, Curly is the kind of the prize student that sort of takes to the passion that Joe sparks in him. Joe has an immense gift of inspiring other people and rarely using that inspiration for himself. So as an adult, Curly randomly sees his teacher and offers him a chance to pay it forward. And, Curly's now a respected jazz musician, and there's an opportunity for his 8th grade teacher, Mr. Gardner, to be part of this jazz quartet. And Curly's just paying it forward because Joe took a chance on him when he was just a 12-year-older. So that's the role I play.
How did you contribute your encyclopedic knowledge of music in helping filmmakers find background music for Dez's Barbershop and Libby's Tailor Shop?
Um, they just simply introduced every character that was on frame and said, okay, what do you think he would listen to? And like, if there is such a thing as music forensics in Hollywood, I want to be that guy. So, and the fact that they paid such close attention to detail even makes it more perfect. Because I was saying, like, okay, well, what year is this? Okay, and what time is it? May or da da da? Okay, so May of 1990, da 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 da. This particular person would be listening to da 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 da. But if you're going into a barber shop, chances are the barber wants to listen to music from this period of his life, because he was not, like, I was writing in my head character dissertations of like extras, like the person that sweeps the floor of the barbershop room. So that's all I do. Like, I making playlist on my Spotify is kind of like my New York Times crossword puzzle. So usually like once a week I challenge myself to make playlists specifically for one person, and I do the same thing for my DJ set. So that's all I did. I just they told me who the characters were, and I asked every question under the sun about that character and figured out this is what they would listen to.
Great. Soul celebrates jazz music and may even introduce it to new generations. What
Yes.
does that mean to you personally?
Um, it's there's in my first memoir, in my book, I explained that my introduction to jazz was more I joked that it was punishment, because every parent thinks that their music is more important than whatever music that their teenage kid is latching onto. So it's like, for every hour of Public Enemy I ever listened to, my dad was like, okay, you're going to listen to 3 hours of John Coltrane, whether you like it or not. And, I also lived in a uh, hashtag don't touch my stereo household. So, as much as I would like to take credit for being a musical savant, whatever, the truth is that I grew up in a household with three very distinct record collectors that forbade me to touch the stereo. So it's like, in some weird Stockholm syndrome way, I I was forced to listen to their music until it became my music. So I'm very happy that jazz is here. But again, I think jazz is just a metaphor for creativity, because at the end of the day, if there's something creative in you, you're going to see it. They use jazz here as the example, but it can be anything that's creative.
Who do you think will enjoy this movie and why?
Um, I, as much as I wanted to scream from the mountaintops on social media that this will be the very first Pixar film that will lean more to adults than kids, um, I kind of wanted people to make that discovery on their own, because even when I saw my first screening of it with the adults that I saw it with, I didn't let them know that, no, it's not your kids that are going to love this. It's you that's going to need this. And sure enough, like, all of them were kind of wiping their eyes at the end of the film, saying like, wow, I really didn't know I needed this, And that's the thing, like, this film is, I feel this is really for adults that need to go back to that space where they were when they were 8 years old and they dreamt of being a piano player, dreamt of being an opera singer, dreamt of being an actor, dreamt of being a pilot or a nurse or a doctor. Like, anyone that had that dream, this is for them to return to that place.
All right, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Nina.